macchiato, like a short of coffee.
Yeah.
And then... Now I've been painting seriously for about sort of 10ish years. What I'm the most interested in is what I was saying to you the other day about, you know, the worlds within worlds. And I love that idea of, I think when I was younger it was about escaping, you know, so the world was this internal world of freedom, whereas now that I've reached a life and I'm in a stage in my life where I am in freedom, I'm not painting freedom anymore, but I'm painting, I'm still interested in the internal world that you can't really see, and you know, this facade of a human body. I started somatic therapy, which is kind of like a type of meditation, about 4 years ago with this really beautiful woman, and the whole point of the therapy was not to, you know, talk about stuff or sit there and lament about your childhood. It was very much about this concept of just being in your body. So I'd have weekly sessions and she'd just like massage my feet. Yeah, that'd be it. I'd just sit there and be like, meh. And with time I started to see that in order to, you know, to access parts of yourself that are in your head or in your heart, you really have to go through your body. You know, how can you possibly see what someone's thinking and feeling? That's what I've kind of been focusing on in these last 2 series. It's quite a bit more literal of like, this is an inner world, whereas the other one was more hidden and cryptic.
Alright, that's fascinating. And you have Bondi Art of Happiness school where you teach. When did you decide to start a school and why did it come about?
The very first class was almost a year ago. I literally was just like, I'm poor, I can't afford to pay a life model, I'll just run a life drawing class on like Tuesday nights, and that way we can all chip in. It was just a really community idea. And this space and this community and the Art of Happiness as a concept, it's just, you know, the community of coming together, of having that. I think that's, yeah, it's beautiful. It's precious to me. I think if we didn't have it, or if, you know, we couldn't afford it or whatever, I would still run the classes. I would still find a way to do it, regardless of all of that, just because it's, yeah, I'd miss it. I think a lot of people would miss it. So yeah, it's good. It's very good.
So do you have a website or something? It was...
theartofhappinessbondi.com.
Artofhappinessbondi.com.
Yeah.
So if people want to find out more about it.
Absolutely.
Right. Want to be new students, you'll open arms.
And I put all the students' artwork on there weekly as well.
Okay, cool.
Which is nice, because they get their little bit of fame and get to be seen, which is good.
So you were a student yourself, and now you're teaching. So by teaching people, does it kind of help you develop further in a way as an artist personally?
Yeah, I think it does. I mean, you know, as a human being, obviously art is an expression of where you're at as a person, and by being a teacher and by being, I guess, you know, the person who's coordinating and facilitating, and I see myself as that. I see myself as, you know, helping bring something together, or bring a community together that was already there, or potentially there, you know, people who, and that, more than anything, has probably just reinforced what I was saying, you know, with my husband and his background of a strong community and their own culture that was community-based, as opposed to my background that was autonomy-based.
Right, yeah.
So being able to be a teacher and being able to be helpful and being able to make people feel relaxed, and that's a big part of what I do here. I have music, and we have wine, we chill out, and people, you know, bring their own stuff.
Right, so it's pretty informal.
It's informal, yeah, and I'm definitely about that. I hate formality, and I hate the idea of the snobbish art, and especially having gone through that training, I really didn't like it. So a big part of the ethos and the idea behind it is to make people feel as comfortable as possible, and so yeah, I mean, yeah, not so much my art, but it influences me personally, definitely, yeah.
Which influences the art.
Yeah, which changes, exactly.
Oh, fabulous. So the 23rd, Friday, you're collaborating with Himiko Gallery, Art and Wine event. Is there anything that you're excited about, looking forward to?
Loads of things.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm interested to see, you know, what kind of people turn up, and, you know, just getting to talk to people and meet people, obviously, is a really beautiful part of even the way that I run things. You know, I'm very open door. Yeah, and it'll be cool drinking some wine, some painting, that's never a problem. I have to admit, I'm only looking forward to that a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it'll be, it's
Have
exciting.
you had, are you into natural wine? Have you had any organic wines?
I haven't, I have to confess.
Just say you have.
I have it.
Love it, yeah. You raised on it.
Well, I will have it on Friday and then I can rave all about it,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Is there anything we can any teaser, anything we can expect, people who are coming to see you? Just don't give out too much, but like...
Oh... No, I'm not going to give out too much.
Just come and find out.
Come and find out.
Yeah, cool.
But no, I think, I'm looking forward to it.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, because as, Himiko Gallery and on the website, the main quote that we kind of go by is, every child is an artist.
I love
the
that.
problem is how to remain an artist as he or she grows up. So,
Yeah.
to an extent, I think there is a similarity in kind of the approach that we have. Like, obviously not as artists ourselves, but in terms of finding that potential in everyone and kind of bringing that out together in like a community sort of way.
Yeah, that was one of the things that really attracted me too when I looked at your website. I thought that is awesome, I'm all about that. So yeah, I definitely see a similarity in the approach, and that's obviously refreshing for me to really want to be part of. It's
do you think you had like a mentor? Because me personally, I feel like there's a lot of things that influenced me to take this sort of approach. Do you have like a mentor, inspiration?
Loads. Most of my influences are probably philosophical, conceptual. I'm definitely and a lot of just literature. Oscar Wilde, Roald Dahl, who I was mentioning before. A lot of things.
But specifically about this whole like
about
community approach.
Probably my somatic therapist. She saw me for 3 years for free, every week without fail. Despite obviously usually having a very set clientele, and she just really had this faith in me and wanting to support me, and that really changed my life, in terms of community of like, wow, there are people out there who just do things because they want to help other people. It's not an ulterior motive, there's nothing else there. She was just completely generous with her time and her effort and her love, and I just thought, well, I want to pay that forward in my own way, and the only way that I know how to do that, or the best way that I know how to do that, is through art.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yeah,
it's that
absolutely.
kind of thing. It's like you get to a certain level where you've satisfied your own sort of needs and.
That's right, and then you're full, and you can give it forward.
Yeah,
and that's
self-actualization, transcendental.
That's right.
Yeah, that's very fascinating. That's very true.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, do you have any messages or like, not word of advice? That sounds a bit too much, but just something you can say to aspiring, developing artists.
Definitely. Just do it. don't let yourself be told.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I had that in my life a lot. I had a lot of people steering me away from art, or steering me, and sometimes even without meaning to, just kind of squashing me and my, maybe thinking outside of the box, I guess I was lucky enough to find a couple of people in my life that helped me with that. But I would definitely say if there's something that you really want to do, you will find a way, and just don't expect it to come to you. You have to work for it, and I worked very, very hard, and I still do, and I had to teach myself everything, with business, with art, with all sorts of things, but it's so worth it, and it's, it's a labour of love. I'll happily wake up at 4 in the morning and work, because it's worth it. I'm not working for the man, which is really lucky.
That's great. Alright, so we've covered quite a bit, but if anyone wants to find out more about you, where can we go, like on the internet, website?
Janin Mayer at Weebly.com, but there's a link through the Art of Happiness, so they're huge sites.
Fabulous.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's about it.
I survived.
It was painless, right? Yeah, it's easy.
Hey Lou.